Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. I am your host, the fellow KGB. Tonight, Tuesday night hangout. I'm just going to be doing it solo tonight. John and Drake are a little bit busy with life things. And yes, may the 4th be with you. I got to watch some of that new Bad Batch that the Star Wars on Disney got putting out maybe later tonight. But we got a lot of good games on tonight. I'm excited about this Nets-Bucks game coming on here in about a half an hour or so. So we might cut it a little bit short, maybe 30 or 40 minutes tonight. But there's a lot of just guys injured in and out. I made some tough decisions to cut SGA earlier today, so we'll get into some of those questions. But yes, happy May 4th, and McDonald's apparently has a free caramel brownie McFlurry today, so go get your guys McFlurry there. Appreciate that, Aaron. Hope you guys are having a good night. So fire up your questions. I got a bunch of stuff on the schedule tonight. I had to cut SGA tonight, guys. I was just looking ahead at the schedule, and I didn't really like how many games he had left, and there's just been kind of no news or anything with that. So I had to get rid of him. You see him here on the waiver wire. There's just been no news. They said he's been out for at least 2 weeks. This was on April 16th. That's been well over 2 weeks, and we still have no news on him. They only have 3 games left this week, and then I think 3 next week. So I'm not going to try to hold on to him and see what just happened. News just came out. What happened? Is he coming back? News just came out. What do we got for news? Is Darius Bazley a pickup? We can go. Let's go look at the OKC Thunder. I'm not excited. I guess here. Let me show you guys the advanced schedule grid first. So Oklahoma City Thunder. They have 4 games this week, and tonight, Golden State versus Sacramento. Then they get Golden State Thursday, Golden State Saturday, Sacramento on Sunday. So they play these teams twice the rest of this week. They're probably worth picking up on Thursday morning. If you can get 3 games out of 4 days, I think there's some Oklahoma City guys worth holding on to. And starting next week, let me go to week 20 here. If I go to week 20 here, you see Oklahoma's only got 3 games next week. So I'm not very excited to hold on to my OKC guys. So I think if you're looking at a guy like Darius Bazley here, you could, if you wanted to, you could add him for, I don't know if you can still get him in tonight, but I'm definitely interested. They got 3 games in 4 days here from Thursday to Sunday. So that's kind of the spot that I'd be interested in looking at some of these guys. Yeah, let me put that in there. Otherwise, if you just go to #basketball.com, let me just put that in there. You guys can copy that. That's the link right there. So that's #basketball, and I mean, this is a pretty good site. This is where I got all my information when I do my schedule on the Google Sheets. But 4 games left for Oklahoma City. Let's go check out their prospects here. So man, SGA, yeah. So I guess I was ahead of the boat on that one. I still haven't seen the news blurb, but let's look at the last 7 days for OKC. Should probably turn this on. So Bazley's been their best player over the last 7 days, so I definitely think he's worth a pickup. And again, they play tonight, so if you can still get him in there, that's worth a shot. They're going to play Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. You look at Darius Bazley's numbers real quick. I mean, his minutes have been great. He's been, playing really well since the middle of April. So definitely think if you can get Darius Bazley, he's a really good pickup. I guess you get 4 games this week, and then maybe next week we kind of will reassess that later if we get through to the week. Otherwise, I'm not super excited about too many OKC players right now. Moses Brown continues, I think, to be a hold. I mean, his bad games are kind of, over with, I think. His minutes have been dipping, though, but he's still really high fantasy points per minute. So I think Moses Brown definitely worth hanging on to. Kenrick Williams has been playing pretty well lately, too. He's only missed 1 game in the last, handful of days here. He's been playing really well the last 2 games, so he's not someone I'm super excited about, but he's definitely interesting. I don't know. I'm really not too excited about OKC players helping us win the championship, but I guess for this week at least, Darius Bazley can be your guy. So SGA, foot injury diagnosed as a significant tear. Let me go check that out on the Sports Edge here. Let's see what we got. Can I search? Shy. Yeah, there's just not enough games for me to. I had to free up. The reason I cut him was he was in my IR spot, and I had to free up that spot because I had to put OG Anunoby down there. So I was able to pick up another guy and hopefully get a couple more games into this week here. Yeah, that's fair. Yep, we got that in there. What's going on with the Kings? Let's take a look at the Sacramento Kings. Are you guys looking good for your matchups this week? Are you guys going to be able to make the championship round? I'm assuming you guys are in your final 4 rounds right now. So what's going on with the Kings? So Buddy Hield, yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. This is a big one. So let's read the blurb here. He's been ruled out for Tuesday's game against the Thunder. He underwent an MRI after suffering a knee injury on Sunday, but no results yet. So if you can put him on your IR, definitely that's the easiest call. But let me look and see. Sacramento's got 4 games this week, and starting next week, let's take a look. Starting next week, Sacramento, they still have 4 games. So like, if you have an IR spot, the easy move is to just place Tyrese Halliburton on your IR, and we'll see what happens. I wouldn't cut him, but if you don't have room for him, we'll see what happens here. We don't expect Sacramento to. Let me just pull up the standings here. Are they in the? I think they're just out of the play-in at the moment right now. Yeah, they're a couple. They're 4 games back, so they might not push Tyrese. So if you have to make a tough decision, maybe just hold on for a couple more days here. Let me see what else we got here. Marvin Bagley's been one of the better pickups lately. He's been back for 2 games. He's playing tonight against OKC, so he should have a good game tonight. And only 52% owned, so if you can still get him, Sacramento does have how many games this week? They still got 4 games the rest of this week, and then they got 4 games next week. So I like Marvin Bagley quite a bit. Rashawn Holmes has been playing back again here. He missed a handful of games in the middle of April, but everything's kind of back to normal with Rashawn Holmes. So he's been solid. DeLon Wright, he's getting the start tonight for Tyrese Halliburton. So if you needed somebody, I like this pickup because we don't know how long, especially if you have Halliburton. This is probably the easiest pickup you can make because you see when he gets higher minutes, he's gonna put up some bigger numbers. So I think DeLon Wright's an easy play if you do own Halliburton, or even if you don't, I think he's worth a scoop here. Let me go back and look at these fantasy points here. Terrence Davis. I was looking at Terrence Davis this morning. He still feels a little bit of like he doesn't really have a high ceiling. Only 1 game, almost 30 points here, a couple 20s in a row here. I don't love it, but if you need someone for 4 games the rest of this week, he could be interesting. But yeah, a lot of injuries. Harrison Barnes. Let me read these De'Aaron Fox ones. He remains out Tuesday. He's been out since April 23rd due to health protocols. He should be back soon, maybe by the end of the week, maybe by the next game. So keep your hope out for De'Aaron Fox. And then let's see here. I don't see anything on Harrison Barnes, just that he's not playing tonight. So hold on to Barnes. We don't want to drop him quite yet. He's been playing really well this season. So yeah, the Kings are just kind of, flailing around here at the end. Julius Randle. Yeah, the New York Knicks are going crazy. A lot of fun stuff happening in New York right now. New York Knicks 37-28. The New York Jets just had a really nice NFL draft as well. But the Knicks, all of a sudden, sitting at the 4 seed, they get a decent matchup against Atlanta. I think they can actually win that if that's how that's going to hold up. Tough matchup for the Bucks right now with the Heat. So tonight's Nets and Bucks game, that's a big game. If Milwaukee can steal a game here and inch a little bit closer, that's going to make that Eastern Conference number 1 seed race a little bit tighter. But let's look at the Knicks here. So Julius Randle, man. He's probably been one of the, as far as fantasy, he might have been the best draft value. Just look at his numbers, man. He's been on a tear. A couple 60-point games early in mid-April, and then just back up to the high 40s and the 50s the last few weeks. Just putting up the numbers. So I like Julius Randle, and I'm gonna be rooting for the Knicks. And so your championship is this week, Mr. Keenan. But we're playing the person has Randall, Zion, Sabonis, Westbrook, LeBron, and LaMelo. Oh my God! How many people are in your league? Is that an 8-man or a 10-man league? And then Justin, I want to pull up Golden State because they play again tonight. And Kent Bazemore I watched that game. It was on ESPN last night. And Bazemore played, he didn't score a lot, but he was on the floor for a lot. He rebounded. He was just kind of in like almost every play. You see the assists, the steals, the blocks, just really productive. And you look at the last 3 games, he's filled out something in each column for 3 straight games. So you get 34, 29, and 34. And he's still technically hasn't really gotten the scoring up and running. Like he has, potential to get 19, 16, 15, 14s. So, I mean, he had a 57-point game down here at the end of April. So Bazemore, only 20% owned. He's probably my favorite pickup, I guess, right now because Kelly Oubre is out. He's got a fractured palm and a torn ligament in his wrist. So I'm not expecting to see Kelly Oubre back this season. That might be a little bit lofty to get him back in this season with I guess with the way the standings are, they're the 8th seed, but they're probably better off just making sure he's healthy. I mean, if they're they're kind of 3 games out, behind the Portland Trailblazers. So I think they're going to be safe to make the play-in, but we'll see. But with Kelly Oubre, you're going to see Kent Bazemore get a ton of minutes going forward. So I like him quite a bit. Let me see. Just for schedule-wise here, they do play tonight, the 6th and the 8th. So 3 more games this week. And then starting next week here, Golden State, where are they go? They get 4 games next week too, so I like Bazemore quite a bit for the rest of the season. Jazz Bova. You talking Bogdanovich here for the Jazz? He's been solid. He's kind of under-owned, under 70% owned. So in 12-man leagues, man, he shouldn't be available. But the scoring, he's just like a really sneaky good shooter. Like he's averaging 26.3 real points per game in the last 7 days. You look at the 25, the 34, the 22, the 24, sprinkle in a 30, and in between there. So Bogdan's playing really, really well. And then Trey and Zion both. Yeah, man, I had Lonnie Walker on my team as well, and I'm open to pick. Like I dumped him, but I'm looking at potentially picking him back up in a day or so, just because he's got the night off. But this is kind of what I mean. He's still young, He's got some bad games in him, and a game like Utah, Utah is one of the best defense. Like it's probably the best defense in the league. So we can't really expect Walker to be on the money all the time. He gave us 3 really nice games, but the floor is a little frustrating at times there. But they got a lot of games left, on their slate. They have 3 games remaining this week, and then the big 5 next week that we've been talking about. So I'm still not done with Lonnie Walker, I believe. So we had 217 over on the Knicks Rockets game. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, I stopped doing the over-unders. It always seems like whatever I choose, it's going to be the opposite. And then do we trade Robert Covington, Kent, Lonnie Walker, or Rui? Do we trade them? I'm probably not interested in moving Bazemore just because with Oubre dinged up. I think I'm interested in keeping him. Rui, let's look at the Wizards right now. Oh, drop, not trade. Okay. I'm okay. I guess for the rest of the week, you could probably drop Lonnie Walker because I did see. If I go look at San Antonio, I think they play Utah again later this week. So, they play Utah tomorrow night. They also play Sacramento and Portland. So those games do look better for Lonnie Walker, but I don't like Lonnie for tomorrow night. So if you need to cut somebody, I guess, for tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night, and then maybe you pick up, Friday and Saturday here back with Lonnie Walker. So I'm probably going to hold on to Rocco, Bazemore, and then Rui as well. I did want to pull up the Washington Wizards, though. Let's take a look and see what they got brewing. So the rest of this week, they're a team with 3 games. I guess, are they playing tonight? It kind of just flipped on me here. It moved from the 4th to the 5th. Does Washington play tonight? This is week 20. This is week 20. So Washington's off, but they got 3 games in the next 4 days. So I do like Washington if you're trying to pick up a guy for a little bit. Let me see what we can find here for you guys. Westbrook is just an animal right now. So let's see here. Percent ownership. I like Rui. If he's got 3 games in the next 4 days, he just put up 39 points last night against Indy, and his floor is solid. So if we get 3 games we're expecting at least 20 points. I mean, you're probably getting 60 to 80 points in those 3 games. So I think that's very valuable. And again, he just had a really nice game. So maybe he's, he kind of had that lull throughout the end of the early part of April, but he's starting to look like he's picking himself back up as Washington gets ready to make a playoff run here. Davis Bertans is also an interesting guy. He's still super inconsistent, but in 3 games in 4 days, he might be able to get you 50, 60 points. Let me see if we filter by the last 7. Let's do average. So yeah, Rury's their 3rd best player right now. Anthony Gill, I don't know much about him, but when he plays, he's been pretty solid. 3 out of 4 games, he's been decent here. So I like Anthony Gill, but I also like Daniel Gafford here. He's a little bit more consistent. I think he deserves more minutes. I don't know why they're not playing him more. You can see when he gets big minutes, he gets big fantasy points. So we'll see what happens with him. But Washington, man, they got some interesting games coming up next week. So I think to drop Lonnie for Doug and then drop Rury maybe after Thursday and keep Kent. Yes, yep. I think that's what we'll do. And I will even here. Let me get the compare tool on here, and I'll just pull up this situation real quick for you. So we got the Baz, and we got Doug McDermott, Lonnie Walker. So how I would do this is, let's see. So yeah, you can dump Lonnie. So drop Lonnie for Doug. Yeah, because then you pick up Doug for the 5th and the 6th. So you get 2 games of Doug, and then you could potentially, when you're done with Doug, you just scoop up Lonnie Walker back for this Sacramento-Portland run. I think that would be a good way. That way you get someone playing every game the next 4 days. So that's probably a pretty good idea. Any teams back-to-back, Saturday and Sunday? Let's take a look here. So I'm looking here, Saturday, Sunday. Looks like the Pistons, they play Philly and Chicago. They might be, I guess the Thunder, they play Golden State and Sacramento. So we're looking at the Pistons and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So if you're looking for Pistons here, let's clear that and we'll go. So I've picked up a couple Pistons this week. They've been kind of the hot team to add for because they did start the week with 5 games. So it might be a little difficult to find some of these guys, but let's see here. So if we go here, so I mean, Sadiq Bey, Mike, like, are you able to get Sadiq Bey? Have you guys seen his numbers? He just put up a massive game the last 2 nights here. He's playing 30 and 40 minutes, 26 points, 22 points, just kind of touching everything in the columns here, 42, 50 fantasy points, 30. Like, this is the easy call. If you can get Sadiq Bey, he's a hold for the rest of the week. So I love what he brings. They only have 3 games next week, so we'd probably like reevaluate his schedule next week. So, okay, cool. You already have Bey. What about Isaiah Stewart, Mike? Do you have Isaiah Stewart? You have, yep, you have Bey and Stewart. So the guy that I picked up this week was Frank Jackson. And let's see here. I still don't know if they started this game because he had this day-to-day thing going on. But Frank Jackson's been putting up decent numbers. And these are numbers off the bench, too. 35 and 34 minutes. He's a really good scorer for them. He doesn't really, blow the other columns out of the water. But it's enough to just get a decent floor in there. So I like Frank Jackson quite a bit. I wanted to pull up the scores here. Did that game start? I'm curious to see who's starting. Let's pull this up. So Hayes, Diallo, Stewart, Diambuya, and Sadiq Bey. And yeah, I think the thing with I picked up Frank Jackson this morning before they put him day to day, but I think with 4 games the rest of the week, I'm going to see what happens. But otherwise, I guess for the Pistons, I guess Killian Hayes might be worth the ad for that Saturday, Sunday, and I like Hamidou Diallo too, but they usually rest him for back-to-backs, so you got to be a little bit careful with him. And then Josh Jackson continues to kind of just be in and out of the lineup, so they're kind of just taking it easy with him. But your best bets are to stick with Bey and Stewart, and maybe we'll see if Frank Jackson is available there. And then the other team that's got that Saturday, Sunday game is the OKC Thunder. So the easiest call is if Basley's available, if Moses Brown's available. These are their best 2 players right now. But if you need someone a little bit more sneaky, I kind of like Isaiah Roby. He hasn't played greatest the last 2 games here, but he was on a nice little streak here. So he's guaranteed, 15, 16 points on the low end, but he's got that upside of, 33, 36. So hopefully his minutes can kind of trickle back up there. So keep an eye on Roby. And I guess with the Thunder, like it's kind of like the Pistons. Like we're trying to win a championship with like 2 of the worst teams in the league right now. So we got to make sure we check our lineups and their news icons before the game starts. And I guess Lou Dort too. Lou Dort's been kind of in and out of the lineup. Hasn't really played more than 2 games in a row for a long time. But if you can get Dort for both those games, that's something that I would be very interested in. So we'll have to check that out. So drop trade Thursday and all my other Hawks players. Whew. Are the Hawks done? Oh man, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, you got to do that. Yep, that's tough. So as soon as they're done on Thursday night, go ahead and get Friday, Saturday, Sunday lined up. So there's a handful of other teams though that do play 2 games at least. So maybe you don't need back-to-backs, but you could pick up a team like anybody from Denver. They got a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. The Rockets play back-to-back on a Friday, Saturday. Let's see. And the Spurs also there for you. So there's a couple teams. There's a lot of most of these teams do play 2 games during Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I think you're fine with pretty much anybody that you like on your waiver wire. So this is your championship week. Yep, DeLon Wright. We were talking about him for Tyrese Halliburton. I actually want to see if DeLon Wright is available in my league. Nope, someone's been sitting on him for a while. Let me see. Since January 16th. Jesus. And yeah, I got Brissett too. So I did want to, because my stuff bleeds into next week, so I have to cover my bases for the entire season. So I was able to pick up O'Shea Brissett. They have, I think, 3 games remaining this week. Let me see. They play tomorrow night, Friday or Thursday night, and then Saturday night. So I got at least 3 more games of him this week, but then next week you get a big 5 games from the Pacers. So I picked up Doug McDermott last night. It wasn't the best. That's kind of been his floor game the last few days. His minutes are fine. Double-digit scoring streak. He just needs to do a little bit more in some of the other columns, but we'll see if McDermott can get it through for us. But yeah, O'Shea Brissett, like this is crazy. This is the guy they pulled up from their G League, and technically this was his worst game he's played in the last like 2 weeks. Only 18.5 fantasy points. But yeah, it was I don't know. It was interesting game. He'll get back. I think Washington got him pretty good, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. You guys got any more questions? Pick up PJ Dozier once I drop Trey. Yeah, man, go for it. Let's go look at Denver here. What's he day-to-day with? Scheduled to receive an MRI on his left hip Tuesday? Oh, no. Okay, so maybe not. I think we're going to have to maybe we pause on Dozier for now. If you needed somebody, Facundo Campazzo has put up a couple big numbers. You see his numbers lately, like a 34, a 24, a 44, a 22, 37. So if you need someone and you're looking at Dozier, I would look maybe at Campazzo. He's been putting up mad minutes. Yeah, Campazzo here. This might be the guy. If you're looking for a guy on what was their schedule here? On that Friday, Saturday night. Same thing for you, Justin, here too. Because if you're looking for good players Friday, Saturday, Campazzo, man, that might be one of the best ones that we just stumbled into. I like this play quite a bit. I mean, the minutes are solid. He's been basically over 30 minutes for the last 2 weeks here. And he's a rookie that's just continuing to play well. His assists are always going to be pretty high. Gets steals in bunches, and if he can get a big scoring night, you might be pretty lucky there. Yep. So I like Facundo Campazzo here. If you guys are looking for that's for Friday, Saturday nights. And then let me see here, because we said for Friday, Saturday night, we got Denver Nuggets, we got the Rockets. Let's go take a peek at the Rockets. See what we can find in Houston. Man, Kelly Olynyk, he might be one of the waiver wire pickups of the year. Ever since he got traded to Houston, his numbers have been like this is like a third round pick or even a second round pick in fantasy basketball. Only a couple bad games here, so I don't think Kelly Olynyk's going to be available. But if he is, we'll just throw his name out there. We love Kevin Porter Jr. off that 50-point game against Milwaukee. Jayshawn Tate, if you can get Jayshawn Tate, he's only 45% owned. He still plays a ton of minutes. He had not a great game the other night against the Knicks here, but other than that, like he's been playing really solid pretty much all of April. So I like Jayshawn Tate from the Rockets. Kenyon Martin Jr. is kind of interesting, and then after that, I don't really know if there's anybody I trust on the Rockets. Let's keep it moving. Anybody else that Friday, Saturday? So the Sixers, they play the Pelicans, and then they play the Pistons. So let's go to Philly real quick. So, I mean, the top three are all owned. Maybe Curry? Maybe Seth Curry for Friday, Saturday. What do you guys think of Seth Curry? He's playing mad minutes the last two games, 35 and 35. He's been over 20 points in he's been over 20 points in 3 of the last 4 games. So that's pretty crazy. 32, 32, 19, 24. I like Seth Curry if you guys need one for Friday, Saturday. Danny Green's not a bad option as well. And then Dwight Howard. So if you guys need someone for Friday, Saturday, Curry, Danny Green, Dwight Howard, those would probably be my best candidates for you. And then you got the Portland Trailblazers. Let's go take a look at that. I don't know if I like the Trailblazers, though. They got a deal against the Lakers. And then San Antonio. So maybe not a huge fan of picking up Portland guys. Norman Powell's still out. It's questionable. So I mean Covington, like he's pretty well owned though. Cantor, maybe Carmelo if you need someone for Friday, Saturday, and you want to do a throwback. I mean, not a super high ceiling, but you'll get some points at least. So nobody really excites me for Portland. And then let's see. The last one, I guess the Spurs and the Jazz. So we kind of talked about those guys already. So that should be pretty solid there. I can drop Drew and my other Bucks players on Friday. Let's see. Yep, they're out Saturday and Sunday. What's up with Drew? Something happened? Well, we can get you Compazzo. Yeah, well, the weird part was Giannis got hurt in that Rockets game. I mean, so it wasn't a big deal. Like if that would have happened and Giannis played, I'd be a little bit upset, but he didn't. It wasn't too big a deal. But yeah, it was pretty fun. And what about that Jason Tatum game, you guys, over the weekend? Didn't he hit like 62 or 60 some points? And then Trevor Ariza. We're going to Miami here. What's Miami's schedule look like? So I don't love this. They played Dallas tonight, Minnesota, and Boston. So they got a Friday, Sunday matchup here. What about week 20? Week 20, they do have 4 games, but if you don't play week 20, I don't know if you're going to need it. I guess only 3 games the rest of the week, including tonight. Let me go back to that. So they play tonight against Dallas. Maybe if you wanted to add someone going into Friday night, because you get 2 games, you're going to get Minnesota and Boston. So that could make sense. Let me go back to Miami here. So Ariza is decent. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately. So if you need someone going into the weekend, Ariza and the Miami Heat, they do get 2 games, Friday and Sunday. I'm fine with Ariza for 2 games, especially if he's somewhere in these ranges that you see here. On a low end, he'll get you 16, but if he gets you a 40 and a 16, you're feeling pretty good about it. So I do like Ariza. No LBJ. Oh, interesting. Someone cut Kyle Kuzma in my league here. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, he's been kind of up and down. He's in the starting lineup against Monday. So he didn't play very well last night, but you're telling me LeBron James is out? I expected him to miss the back-to-back against the Clippers. So he's out Thursday and Friday. So that's going to mean Kuzma, man. I like Kuzma in this one. So hold up. We're talking May 6th. So that's Thursday, Friday. Look at the Clippers and the Blazers. Why is this being weird? Yeah, I'm thinking about picking up Kuzma right now because this is kind of dumb. And again, they play Thursday, Friday, Sunday. That's probably a good move. I think I'm going to end up doing this. I'll pick up Kuzma. I mean, a 12 and a 15, those are kind of outliers. He's usually good for at least 20 points. So I'm probably going to snag Kuzma back in there. And they made the comeback. That was crazy. Yep. Yeah, that was cool. Which teams do not play Saturday and Sunday? Which teams do not play Saturday and Sunday? So the Hawks are off Saturday, Sunday. I think that might be the only team. The Bucks are off Saturday, Sunday. The Hawks and the Bucks do not play Saturday or Sunday. Ariza, Duncan, or Rondo? All right, let's get that going in that compare tool here. Ariza. Rondo's been hot lately. Okay. So if you're talking like the rest of the week, or is this for tonight, Justin? Because if it's for, I think these guys all play tonight, right? Miami, Clippers. Miami plays tonight against Dallas, and the Clips play. Where did I go? They play Toronto. So if you're looking, are you looking for a player for tonight there, Justin? I mean, if you're looking for one of these guys, I'm probably going with Rondo. If you need someone just for tonight, I'm probably going Rondo. Yeah, we're gonna get Kuz. Yeah, I think if you want someone for tonight, and again, Miami plays Dallas. Dallas's defense isn't that great. But the Clippers play Toronto, man. Like Toronto, I would probably feel better about going with. I think I'm going with Rondo because look at his minutes. He's kind of on the uptrend here. He's got a really nice high ceiling too. I think I like Rondo the best of this group. Duncan, what's Duncan? No, I'm definitely not doing Duncan. It's probably closer to Ariza or Rondo. I'm just looking to see if they play Dallas anytime soon. I don't know. That's a good coin flip though. But I think either Ariza or Rondo would be my choice there. Mo Bamba and Cole Anthony on Friday. Let's see. Orlando. Let's see. So they play Charlotte and then Minnesota on Sunday. So you're gonna get two out of those three guys. If they're available, those are probably two of the best players you could probably scoop out of the waiver wire pool. That's a really good spot to be in if you can get those two guys. Let me hit that button. Okay, so keep an eye out for Okiki too, because he's been out, but he's probably coming back soon. He was playing really well before his ankle injury. But Mo Bamba, I think Mo Bamba needs to be added. Just looking at their schedule grid right now, they play Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, so 3 games in the next 5 days. It's not ideal, but I mean he's been putting up mad numbers. So let me just show you Mo Bamba here. Good point. Yeah, no Jimmy Butler. Go with Ariza. I forgot no Jimmy Butler tonight. But Mo Bamba just put up a massive game last night against Detroit, 22 and 15, 45 points. I mean, if you hold on to Mo Bamba for 3 games in the next 5 days, you're probably looking at almost 90 to 100 points. Hopefully one of the games is a monster game. So I like Bamba. Cole Anthony's also a pretty sneaky add too. I mean, his ownership is 46. So I don't know if he's available, but I'm fine with either Cole Anthony or Bamba if you can. Let me see what else we got. DeGrom. Who's DeGrom? Talking baseball? We got some Frank Jackson minutes in there tonight, guys. It's already got 4 points, so I'm happy about that. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. You guys got any other questions? Otherwise, I'm probably gonna get out of here in a few minutes. I want to get to. I want to catch that Bucks Nets game. I'm excited about that one. But I did want to also, if I just want to check out my watch list real quick that I created from last night's show. Nah, thank you guys. Thank you for being in the chat room and for watching. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys this season. Can't wait to get it done next season as well. But I got a lot of football content coming out. I've been working on a lot of things and getting my website and all my projections and stuff in order. So we got a lot of fun football stuff coming up very soon here. But I'm just looking at my watch list. I mean, I had Rondo on the watch list, Bamba, a lot of the guys that we kind of talked about tonight. There's Ariza, Diallo, um, a lot of fun players on this list. Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice is interesting. He's been playing. He's a sneaky guy. Just look at his numbers the last like 2 weeks. Numbered Jokic. Oh wow. That's the thing about. I mean, fantasy sports is so fun, but sometimes you just kind of run into a shit show, literally, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do. So, Jokic and Lowry. What's Kyle Lowry? Well, Toronto's dinged up right now. Let me go back to the score here. They play tonight yet, but yeah, man, lots of football content and basketball. I'm thinking next week's gonna be my last week doing basketball content for a little while. We might do a couple, small things in between. But once the fantasy season comes to a close, maybe we'll just do another wrap-up show or something like that. So this might be, one of the last, fantasy videos of the season. But definitely next week I'll be going live. I don't know if you. It sounded like you are done this week, but I got some matchups week 20, so I will continue to stream through week 20, and we'll get that. Yep. Yep. I think tomorrow night I'm gonna start pumping out some fantasy football news and stuff. I gotta do my NFL draft review and talk about the rookies. But then I'm also going to I need to do like my team previews and all my stuff coming up. So I'm gonna be basically, now that the draft's over, I'm almost shifting completely to football in a week or two here. So it's gonna be heavy football the rest of the way. So get ready for that. And all right, Justin, me and you, we're gonna get you through this week. Hopefully, the crazy thing is you just gotta watch for like the injuries. Like the team that I'm playing this week, his team is Spider Monkeys. He had, of course, he had Donovan Mitchell, Dennis Schroeder, Chuma Okeke. Like he's just been hit with some injuries. So I have a chance to maybe to make some moves here. He just kind of doesn't have the star power that he used to have. So I'm hoping to. You still got Jokic there kicking my ass, but just casually dropping 50s and 60s. But we'll see what happens. But yep. So I think tomorrow night I'm gonna upload a video, just kind of talking my thoughts through. Basically, we're just gonna focus on the quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, and tight ends. But we'll talk about that tomorrow, and we'll just kind of keep hashing out the rookies and getting more fantasy content out for you guys. But I'm gonna get out of here for the night. Got to go watch this Bucks Nets game. Thank you guys, Justin, Mike. I'm trying to see who else is in the chat, and Aaron Keenan. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you guys in another video. Wait, what's Justin got here? Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you who I'm playing. All right, let's see what Justin's got before we get out of here. No, we can do it. We can do it. Type it in. I think we still got a few more minutes before that game before the game tips off. It's hot in here. Yeah, I have a tough matchup this week, and then if I did make the playoff or the championship, it's going to be even tougher next week. But if you're still here, man, we can take a look at that. So we are playing against Luka, Kawhi, Wood, Brandon Ingram, Collins, Kyle Lowry, and D. Okay, well, I guess the good news is like Kyle Lowry, the Raptors only have 2 more games, I think, this week. And I think the same thing with Kawhi. They only have 3 games all week, so you're getting some low numbers from them. The Lucas sucks. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully Lucas stays away from those 20 assists that he's been doing. But that's tough. And I think the Pelicans only have a handful of games too. So as long as you're picking up, I don't. In my league, we have a cap to how many pickups we can do each week. We only get 5 pickups per week. So like we have to be really strategic with those. So if you have free pickups, like you should be. If you have no limit to how many pickups you can do, or if it's a high limit, I just continue to just tack on extra games. I know for the way that my scoring settings are, as soon as like the first game tips, I'm able to drop a guy and add a guy for the next day. So if you have 7 per week, yeah. So we got 3 at the moment right now. So we'll I don't know, save some of those guys. It sounds like you know what you're doing for Thursday. And again, man, just with injuries, it sounds like Luka maybe might be missing a game this week. Who knows how that's going to work? But we'll get you through it. And I think for sure Thursday night I'm going to be going live, so we'll check in on you on Thursday. Otherwise, just comment to me, and we can look at whatever question you need. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Peace.